Hello and welcome to MGP453. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
G'day.
Hello.
What?
It's just me and you, Sheepdog.
I said hello.
Why does Anna's never pick up? This is bizarre.
I heard Anna.
I know it's
she said
there.
it
Hello.
I know it's
milliseconds
there.
after me.
Right,
Just
right.
assume she speaks and say hello
I
anyway.
didn't hear her.
I heard her. I said good day. She said hello, and then Pab just said
I
nothing.
didn't hear it at all.
Fluffed his line. He
I
forgot
know it's
his
there
line
because I edit
again.
it, so I know it's there.
We script this, meticulously every week. We script this, and
Yes,
we all know exactly what to
script
say.
it, and then you stroll
I
in
write
10 minutes
all that
late.
stuff. I send it. Yeah, no, I spend all week writing the scripts. I have the hard job. I write it all. You edit it all, and Kevin and Anna are the faces of it. You know.
Yeah.
I give
Simmer
you a
down.
script and you bloody fluffed it. We rehearsed
down.
all day.
Simmer
I
down,
don't really
noisy.
know. I don't really know where I come back in
I
now.
don't know what's going on.
This has thrown me a little. This
Just skip
wasn't
to
in the
page 2.
script.
Just jump to page 2. It's fine.
Page 2. Page 2 is where I ask everyone to tweet Spider-Man spoilers at Sheepdog.
No, don't do
Don't do
that. Don't be mean.
Don't do that.
You'd love it. It would make your life so much more fun if you knew what happened in the movie.
One of my mates messaged me and I was like, why did you send me that, you idiot? But I just kind of replied, like, it wasn't a spoiler per se, but I won't know until I've watched it. So I was just a little bit like...
Well, if I tell you all of the spoilers now, then you'll be able to know if it was a spoiler or not.
Well, it's one of those where
'Cause,
I'm
of
like...
course, me and Anna as responsible citizens were right there, first showing ever in the history of the universe. We saw it before they filmed it, didn't we, Anna?
We did.
I'm
And
annoyed
I
with
lost
myself.
my AirPods while I was there. So,
And I
you
was
know.
having a heart episode. So it was eventful. I was just sat there. There was a joke that happened. I chuckled at it. And then for the next hour, my heart rate was over 200. And I don't know why.
You've
It
just
settled
ruined it for
down.
Sheepdog. Now he knows there's a joke in the movie.
Well, when she posted up her heart thing, I was like, that film sounds like it would...
I don't know what was
Kept
wrong
you
with
going.
me. Kevin was just like, deep breaths. And I was like,
I would have taken you to the hospital
I'm
after the
actually
film if
having,
you'd have
like,
needed to.
issues. Yeah. And it was just like, it went down by the end. It was still high. And then I had a nap. And then by the time it was bedtime, it was a sinus rhythm. But I had a bad day that day. So I missed half the film. Because I was like,
Well, Anna, let me take you through it scene by scene
Let's
now,
not.
so that you remember the bits that you missed. It was a film, right? Video games. No, let's talk about something else. Let's change the subject entirely. I think we've scared everyone away now that there might be some spoilers. There's probably not going to be any spoilers unless Sheepdog really annoys me.
Do you know
So
what,
you're probably going to be okay.
I feel slightly wrong because this time last week I had planned to go get my booster jab on the Sunday, and I spent all day Saturday trying to find a good place to have it. I found a place I could just walk in and get the jab, and then when I went to look it up the next day to confirm that it was still open and everything, it wasn't on the list anymore and nowhere was. And I thought, that's all right, I'll get it Monday. No one's getting them. It's easy to get a jab. And then frigging Boris opens his stupid ugly face and tells everybody to go and get a jab, and now I've got to wait till Sunday. So
Irresponsible swine.
I'm
isn't
seeing-
he? Goodness
we
me.
had ours ages ago.
I'm seeing Spider-Man before I'm getting my jab. It's like, it's like I'll prioritise seeing that over the jab. It looks like now, but I've worked hard to try and get the damn thing, and annoyingly, I didn't book it for in the week because I had work, and then all my colleagues went and got their jabs in the week during work time, and I was like, well, that's annoying. Wish I'd just done that like a swine, but. Yeah, no, I'd been invited for mine months ago because I'm slightly more vulnerable, and I just thought, I'm not going anywhere. You know, I was like, I've already been all over London, all over. Because I had 3 weeks in a row where I was out, and then I got invited for the jab, and I thought, well, I'm not leaving the house again until January. But yeah, I'm probably going to go to the cinema tomorrow, catch COVID, end up severely ill, and regret everything. So if I'm not here next week, that's why. I hope so. But yeah, if I'm not here next week, that's why.
He's just setting up a grand excuse to try and not lose the Google Zeitgeist Review of the Year show for the 10th year in a row. Or I need to look it up. I need the numbers. I'm not quite sure how our Christmas schedule is looking yet, because this Christmas at weekend nonsense is quite awkward for a podcast that records on Friday nights, because we've I don't know, we're going to have to change our schedule around slightly. We've got our We've got our review. We've got our Game of the Year show to do, and the Google Zeitgeist show to do. But the next 2 Friday nights are Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, which is not ideal. So we need. Me and Anna are on holiday all next week as well. So there might not even be a show next week if Pabby's on Christmas Eve duty.
There will be.
There will be.
Yeah.
Hey. It'll be Friday night. I trust that's okay with everybody.
Yeah, I'm fine with recording it, but are we bringing it out on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why not?
people can listen to it while they're opening their presents. Yeah,
3 o'clock we
I think
release
that'd be quite nice.
We release it at
Be
3
interesting
p.m.
to see how low the figures are. Definitely.
I mean, I doubt they'll be any. Could they be any lower than usual? I'm sure it'll be fine.
All 4 of them. Better tune in. You're on
Yeah,
notice
that's
now
us for.
while you're mixing your Christmas puddings and your stuff in. I can't think of
You
anything.
are such an idiot. Who mixes Christmas puddings on Christmas Day? You make them months in advance. Months.
Well,
in
yeah,
advance.
you might be preparing it. You might be, I don't know.
You might be preparing it for next year if you're mixing it on Christmas Day.
Someone might be. While you're cooking
They're
your turkey,
idiots.
maybe we should release, Pab, you can get this one out for 7 a.m. so that everyone who gets up to cook their turkeys has something to listen to while they're squirting stuff up them and all of that.
I'm sorry, what?
I
I'm
don't.
sorry,
I can't get my head around how early people must eat their Christmas dinner to need to be up that early putting a turkey in the oven. Because we always have our Christmas dinner about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like we start cooking dinner at about 11 and it's fine. What are people doing?
What meal are you having at 3 o'clock? I have my lunch at 1 when it's lunchtime and my dinner at
Kevin's
5:30.
weird.
You are weird.
Kevin likes
Kev.
to have it in the
We just have Christmas
afternoon
dinner
or
in the
something.
middle of the afternoon so that you don't have to be up at 7 o'clock cooking.
But yeah, well, I've never got up at 7 o'clock in my life.
Because
you
you
know
don't
that.
do the cooking.
Well, no, I did when we hosted. When the 1 year that I've lived, well, no, maybe 2 years. I don't know how many times we've had Christmas here, but I've obviously not been eating meat for a couple of years. So the last time we had Christmas here, we got up probably 8:30, 9, and got the food ready. It was ridiculous. I'm usually the first one up on Christmas Day. It's that weird day of the year where I'm the first one awake and everyone else is asleep. But we got up, we sorted the turkey that my wife wasn't even eating, so I had to make an effort on that. And yeah, it was fine. But we ate at 1 like normal people. I don't understand. Are you having a lunch at 1 o'clock and then a dinner at like 5:30,
No.
6? I bet you are.
I get up in the morning, have my pork pie for breakfast like a normal person, and then I'm not hungry until like 3
Have your
o'clock.
11s and your early brunch and your late brunch.
Obviously, I don't have breakfast until after all the presents and stuff have been done. So you get up at like 8, 9 o'clock, open presents for a couple of hours. I'm not having breakfast till like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Eat my breakfast, start cooking dinner. It's ready about 2:30, 3 o'clock-ish. Boom. No further meals that day. Thank you very much.
That's weird because you can't
No,
have like
he
a buffet
nibbles
in the
all
night.
day.
I bet
He
does.
nibbles all day, don't you, Kevin?
Oh yeah, but that's not meals, is it? But we don't have a buffet. We used that used to be something my parents did when we were kids, and none of us would eat it. So because I'm a normal adult, I'm like, well, I don't. No one's going to eat that. I'm not going to cook it. We'll have that another day if you really want a buffet. We'll just have the one meal that everyone will eat, and then if there's Pringles there if you want more food.
You monster.
It's easy.
I'd be having the Pringles at about 10:30, 9:30 at night, something like that. Just smashing them because
I'll be in
get
bed
up,
by then.
I'll have breakfast. I'll have chocolate all morning. I'll have my lunch at 1, and then I'll just be eating for the rest of the day. And I mean, when my kids are a little bit older, I can go back to waking up, drinking Bucks Fizz, moving on to beer, moving on to spirits, and just by the night time being like, I don't remember what day it is. That's Christmas. Just all day long, from morning to night, drinking various different types of booze. It's brilliant. But yeah, children don't like that. They want you to be sober all day. It's not good. Looking forward to
Wise children.
but Bucks Fizz for breakfast. That used to be Claire. Claire introduced me to that. I was quite surprised that was her thing. Just get that poured out at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, all right. I think she probably turned me onto it all. Anyway, I feel conscious now that I sound like a right booze hound. I know that people are used to
You
it.
are
More
a
than
booze
usual.
hound. You're a monster. Yeah.
I think more than usual, yes, when I'm saying, oh yeah, we spend all day just day drinking.
I think. I mean, I know.
I've
I
never day
assumed that you were
drank.
drinking all day, every day. That's whenever I'm with you, you're drinking all the time. So I just assume that's what you do.
I'm trying to think. I had probably 2 beers at our last few events we've been to. That's not too bad. I would
That's
say.
a lot of beers, Sheepdog. It's a lot of beers.
I mean, simultaneously all the time, just for the listeners' benefit. You're right. It is one in each hand all day or every day. Yeah.
Right. Crucially, I have several bones to pick with Pab this week.
Oh, Christ. Here we go.
I have one to pick with you when you're done. It's only a random one.
Well, you pick my bones first, because I'm probably gonna get cut off when Pab just ejects me from the call because I'm taking him apart. So you deal with me first.
My one's more, it's going to be confusing because it's a bit of a random tangent, but I was on Twitter and I saw someone mention Neopets and I thought, I've not logged into that in a long time. And I logged in and I'm looking at it and I was playing games on it thinking, I've not been here in absolutely years. What the hell? And I was very surprised it even existed still, like, because Flash got killed, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago? Like, Flash wasn't a thing when we were teachers, was it? Oh, well, really? Last year? Okay. Well, anyway, it still works. It's not running on Flash anymore, but no one's on it. I went on there and looked through different things. Nothing on. I must have been one of probably one people live on that site. I've just gone back on it now just because I remembered I can just type in the address and I'm there. But I just thought, who's still on here? Why is this still a functioning website? What on earth? But then I started looking through my friends list and just seeing who was on there. And unless we talked about this on the podcast at some point in the past decade, there's something weird going on because I've got Kev as a friend on Neopets. And I don't
even know what Neopets is.
Well, either somebody's got the same name Lelujo as you and they just happen to have been friends with me on Neopets. But yeah, you're one of my friends on there. And I'm like, when did you get a Neopets, Kevin? Just like... I
don't know what Neopets is. Hold on, I'm looking it up. What is Neopets?
It's weird.
Welcome to Neopets. Let's see if I can log in. So log in. What is it? Just Lelujo?
It was just Lelujo, yeah. And I was like, I was trying to see if it would tell me when we became friends because I thought, how weird would that be if we became friends on Neopets like 15 years ago, and then you forgot it exists and I forgot you exist, and yeah, that'd be weird.
Right. It's not any of my usual passwords. I'm trying to do a password reset. Let's see what email address I get this through to. If it's me. If I don't get an email, I'm checking any email addresses I would have had in the last 10 years to try and work out if any of these are me. But I suggest it probably isn't me.
You're suggesting it's a mad coincidence at a site I've not been on since at least... I mean, the last time I remember going on it was when Emily was a baby, because I remember someone mentioned it then, and I just thought, do you know what? I remember I used to play this all the time, and I had like one target I wanted to achieve, and I never did. So I sat there and I binged it until I achieved the goals I'd set as a teenager. When I came on it says I've had my account over 20 years, and all my pets are very hungry. They're all crying because they've seen me once in over a decade. But yeah, I'm still trying to...
Well, I've had no email through to either of the email addresses that would have existed over the last 10 years.
Well, how could it not be you, though? You invented the word.
Because, yeah, but perhaps someone took the word as a joke and decided to become friends with you. I think you've probably been on there more frequently.
But my account's not on there as Sarby6K. It's...
Well, then how would I know? How would I be able to contact you? How could we be friends?
No, this is what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. I went on there and was just like, I tried to sign in under all my usual usernames, and then I remembered that I had the username of a Final Fantasy character briefly when Final Fantasy VIII came out, and that was the one I'd signed up with. And so I typed that in and got on there, and that's what I mean. I was like, oh, wow, this is all so old. Who was I friends with then? And I could see all these people I used to know when I was a teenager or a little bit older when I was playing it on the catch-up thing, as I say, trying to complete it a bit. And then I just saw Lelujo and was like, what?
No, absolutely not me.
It has to be. Do you know?
It's definitely not me.
We might have talked about this at some point at uni or something. I don't know. It just seems really, really weird. Do you know what's actually weird on there? I've just had a look. I finally found it. Let's have a look. What does this say? Will it tell me your email address? No. But you know what it says? It says you're a female. Okay, so actually, Leah, hang on. I had it on the screen and it's just gone off. Right. The account might have been hacked, Kev, because it says that you're a woman called Sabrina from New Guinea and that you're in your 90s.
Yeah, that's definitely not me.
Well, the thing is, Kev, like, it still doesn't make sense. What are the odds? Because if I'd have got a friend request, I wouldn't have accepted it because I've not been on there.
I think you've been playing it secretly in your sleep. This wasn't much of a bone to pick with me.
Well, it
I'm
was a
little
bit of a bone
disappointed.
because I'm just like confused as to how you could possibly have an account.
This sounds like no, I don't. You've just gone mad. This is all on you. You've
gonna send you a message.
Feel free to send Sabrina in New Guinea, who's 90 years old, a message. That's not me. But anyway, my bone to pick with Pav is a more substantial bone.
Let's get it over with,
because, yeah, you, sir, are a liar and a monster.
Okay.
You are fully aware that I have recently purchased an OLED Nintendo Switch, are you not?
I am aware of this, yes.
You are aware of this. Despite being aware of this, you haven't told me that the first game I should have downloaded was Tetris Effect, have you?
I've told...
You didn't. You haven't mentioned it. I downloaded it without being told to, and it's brilliant.
Sorry.
And you didn't tell me to do it. You were a monster, sir. As soon as you knew I got an OLED Switch, you should have said, Kev, you know what you need to do? You need to download Tetris Effect because it's brilliant and it's perfect for this shiny new toy that you've got. Download it now, Kev. You'll thank me later. You didn't even mention it. I'm disgusted in you. Negligence, that is. Lying by omission.
Throw the bucket
It's a
in.
little harsh, Kevin.
Sorry, I just had to get up and go for a walk because I'm stunned.
Throw the
What the hell
bucket
are you
in.
talking about? Right. I've got pages and pages and pages of notes. I can tell you when I've played this. I've bought this 3 times. So I've told you about it at least 3 times.
This is why I'm annoyed with you and not Sheepdog. I know you've played it, but you didn't tell me to download it when I got my new Switch.
I wouldn't play it on the
cruel.
Switch, that's why.
You're a monster, Pab.
I'd play it on the Xbox
Perfect
where,
on this
where
lovely
there's
Switch.
multiplayer. I'd play. In fact, if anything, I would tell you to go and get Anna's PlayStation VR and play it on the PS4 because that is the
What
best.
you want me to? It's so. Firstly, you lied to me. Now you want me to be sick on the carpet. You are a monster.
You don't move. It's just an immersive game. You wouldn't be
It's
sick.
pretty, isn't it?
It is mind blowing what it is. And in VR, it's amazing. It's something else. That is the best way to play it. But I own this 3 times. I don't own it on Switch because I just don't see the point necessarily right now. I will pick it up if it goes on sale somewhere, but I wouldn't pay full
I think
price.
I want to live in it if I got VR and put it on in VR. I think I'd just be like, right,
something
you know
else.
what? Screw the Matrix. I'm living here.
It's immense. I own the soundtrack. I bought the soundtrack.
Well, somehow, despite you claiming to have played it previously, I had never played it, so clearly you'd never recommended it as a game that I should play.
Shows that you don't listen.
Despite me being something of a Tetris fan.
I'm pretty sure even I've reviewed this on the podcast, Kev.
No one has spoken directly to me about
mate,
this game.
I mean, I was literally like days ago trying to convince Ollie to play it, but he was just like, well, why would I? And I was like, mate, you need to try it because I'm telling you it's good. And he was just refusing. So I didn't have time to play it in front of him, but I know if he sees it, he'll think it's cool.
Well, I discovered it independently this week, and it's very good.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I like it.
Gorgeous.
I like it very much.
Mm-hmm.
It was even worth me figuring out how to pair headphones with my Switch so that I could play with headphones rather than having to, because it wasn't loud enough with the beautiful music.
Yep.
I just turned the volume right up and made my family endure it because it was worth it.
No, I insisted on pairing. Basically, I downloaded it yesterday, played it without headphones, and then woke up this morning and decided I needed to find my headphones, which it turns out I've lost earlier in the week, my AirPods. So had to drag Anna to Argos this morning so I could pick up some new AirPods so that I could pair them to this game and play it with those on. And it was even better with my ears fully attached to the experience. I enjoyed it very much. I've only played the first 3 stages, I think it is. And it's just really cool. It's all colourful and noisy and lovely, and I like it. I approve. You should have recommended this to me at some point.
Do you know who made this game?
You probably.
No.
Tetris.
No, close. It's the guy who made Lumines. And I've told you this, and your ears pricked up.
I
then.
like
Your ears pricked up then.
I like that game
Yes.
as well. I'm very fond of that. I like Tetris and Lumines.
Yeah.
They're two of my favourites.
There you go.
You really should have suggested this to me at some
I remember
point,
saying
Babby.
this, and you're saying this then as well, going, I like Lumines. And I went, yeah, you probably like this
do.
then.
Well, so turns out I do like it.
Yeah.
You should have recommended it to me at some point.
Oh,
You let me down there,
Yeah, you're
Pavy.
getting
I've
banged up
never
with
been
neglect.
so flummoxed and just had to get up and walk away for a minute.
I've pinged Sabrina, just said, how's it going? Waiting for a response.
I'll get to you in a minute. I'm still dealing with Pabby.
Yeah.
Well,
That-
I just take it under advisement, Pabby. I have downloaded another game as well that I've discovered on my own that I'll be trying before next week's podcast.
Oh, no.
Called Hades. I've discovered that as well. No one's ever mentioned this one to me.
Oh, my
But
God.
Lies!
downloaded
I have
that
told
as
you
well.
about this.
I own that 3
You're
times.
a
I
liar.
own that 3 times.
You lot are so
No, you're
so
a liar.
cruel. You don't look after me properly.
Oh, my God.
I am neglected here.
Oh, my God.
So yeah, I'll tell you if that's any good next week, Pabby. That'll be my
What I
review, so
need
you
to
know
do-
if you want to play it or not.
What we need, Anna, is remote access to all of his systems, and we just have to install stuff for him and just put it on his desktop
I
or
would
whatever.
love that. Anna walked in on me yesterday, and I was just there on Metacritic, copying all the must-play Switch games onto my wish list in preparation for the sale. Because I'd never heard of any of them. I said to Anna, "Have you heard of this Divinity Original Sin? It sounds
Oh,
like you'd
no.
like
I have
this."
120 hours on the PC on that game.
Don't play it on a Switch.
It's like, what is it? Explain it to me.
It's on the must-play list on the Switch.
Yeah,
on
but
Metacritic.
it's because it's that good. But I mean, it will play 10 times better on a PC.
Yeah, but I won't ever play it on a PC. This is why games are always better on the Switch, because it's the only way I'll ever play them. I've got like 100 hours across those 2 Pokemon games in the last month, because just playing on the Switch again means I'll actually play stuff. Whereas I don't play. I've played 1 hour of Halo because it's on the Xbox. If they release Halo on the Switch, I'll be delighted.
Yeah, that's going to happen. They do a Halo Mario swap.
Well, Minecraft's on the Switch with Xbox achievements.
Fair enough. Got me there, Chapman.
You see. But yeah, Pabby, if you could make an effort to let me know if games are good in future, so that I don't have to go and fend for myself and discover them, that would be much appreciated.
It'd be really handy if he spent 20 minutes a week telling us what he'd been playing, so we could.
I mean,
learn.
I think the problem is, I know there is noise that happens after the advert plays, but I'll level with you. I tune out after the first half hour. I do my bit, and then I get on with whatever I'm doing.
It's the admin
So
bit,
if
isn't
you're-
it? It's
if
where we
you're
tidy
talking, yeah, if you're talking about this after the show is finished, after the advert, then it's not my fault that I don't know about it. That's when you lot have a little natter after the show.
So you need to do what I do and just re-listen to the show, because I enjoy it so much more because I don't listen to the first
I would,
half.
Pabby, but
I only listen to my half.
they go on a bit.
They do.
They need to get to the point. Sometimes it's like 25 minutes in, and all they've done is a bit about a game they've talked about a million times before, and haven't actually really talked about any games at all.
I
It's
often
so
wonder.
frustrating to listen to.
I often wonder whether they have an editor, to be honest.
If they do, he's not paid enough.
I'm not paid. I am not an editor. I'm not an editor. So I don't know who it is doing it.
But yeah, to summarise my week, I have finally played the Pokemon Sword DLC Sheepdog as instructed. See, Sheepdog gave me... See what's happened there, Pabby? Sheepdog recommended something to me, and I went and got it there and then, and have now played it and enjoyed it. So I've played through the Isle of Armor. Is that one of them?
Yeah.
I've played
with the
that
bear.
one. And I've just started the other one in the snow, but I've not done the snowy one fully yet. I've only done like an hour of that, but I played all the way through the other one and enjoyed it very much.
I feel like the snow one goes off the deep end a bit, because it's suddenly like, do you like Legends? Oh, guess what? We've got about 50 of them. Here they all are. And I was a bit surprised. There's like temples with Legends in. There's wild Legends that you can hunt their footsteps, their tracks, and go find them. Then there's Dynamax Adventures, and yeah, I mean, you might want to leave that one by the toilet, so you can just, every time you sit down, you just go hunt a Legend or something.
Don't you worry. I carry my Switch with me every time I go to the toilet. Even if I'm only going for number one, I have it with me just in case I have an emergency poo come on.
He's carrying that messenger bag with you. Just wandering.
Yeah, that messenger bag is brilliant. I reckon that would be big enough to fit the Steam Deck in as well when the time comes. And I'll just always be armed with 2 consoles.
Nice. So yeah, maybe I need to start playing the Switch around the house. I came out of the toilet the other night. It was like 1 a.m, and my son just hopped out of the shadows and went, "You've been in there over an hour." And I went, "I've been reading Hulk comics." And he was like, "At this time of night?" And I said, "Well, you lot are too noisy." And I went to the toilet and I just started reading. And then before I knew it was time for sleep. And he's like, "You should be going to bed earlier than this." It's really weird. It's a very odd conversation. But at least if I was playing the Switch, you'd hear all the beeping and you'd hear me shouting at the Pokemon or whatever. But I was just reading.
The only problem is playing the Switch around the house. Sometimes you get given unreasonable rules. Like Anna's told me I'm not allowed to play the Switch in the hot tub next week. Even my old spare Switch, I'm not allowed to take into a hot tub.
That seems unreasonable. The spare one seems
that's
like
a wise idea.
No, hold on. He's going on holiday. He needs to converse with me. I'm not just going to sit there and look at him while he plays the Switch. He does that at home. He sits in the cupboard. I don't see him.
We could play Mario Kart together.
I don't want to play Mario Kart in a hot tub.
When you're sat in the hot tub, I want you to think of one thing while you're there. Which one are you going to, by the way? Is it the one in Norfolk?
No.
Ah, damn. I was going to say, I want you to wonder, is this the hot tub that Sheepdog and his mates sat in? And spend the whole time wondering if we shared a hot tub. But if it's not, I don't. Where are you going? Because I don't.
Well, if you get the cabin next to us, you could come over.
Do you know what? When I'm getting paid earlier, I thought I was getting paid at the end of the month. I was like, it's too bloody late. And then we were told earlier we were paid at the end of the week, and I was like, could I just pull a sickie for the week?
Just work from there. It'll be fine.
I didn't even consider that because the kids are off, and Claire's sacking off all her meetings pretty much, and I was just like, oh, it's tempting, but. No,
we could go axe throwing together.
I can throw
and
axes at
rifling
home.
together.
Rifling, eh? Interesting. I don't really know if I'd want to be in a room where Kev was armed. I feel like he wouldn't be able to resist.
I'm going to come back being able to throw axes, throw knives, shoot guns. I'm basically going on commando training for a week.
Are you becoming a Black Widow?
I think I might be.
Oh.
Nice.
Very excited about it. I'll come next week's show will be entirely in a Russian accent. Because that'll be the only way. Yeah, we're only allowed to speak Russian accents when we're away on Black Widow camp, which is where we're going. Very exciting. But yeah, not allowed to play my Switch because she's a monster.
That is wrong.
Even though I'll have 2 with me at all times.
Right, well, we
in my
can
little
stay
bag.
home. Then you can just play them when you want in the cupboard.
No.
Yeah. I suppose the trick is, Kev, to have one really boring conversation with her on the first day, and then she won't want to talk to you the rest of it.
Oh, we could talk about we do need to rebalance the investment portfolio, Anna. We could chat about that.
Yeah.
I'll just talk all the way there.
I'm not sure how you feel about our current exposure to crypto. Do you think it's wise? Do you think it's wise to have 8% of the portfolio in crypto? And should that crypto be a 40-40-20 split between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins?
I think NFTs or whatever they're called are a waste of money and time and just need to go away.
We weren't talking about NFTs. We're going to get to that in a little bit. We can have a chat about NFTs, though.
Gross.
They're a waste of time and money and don't do anything. I can take a screenshot of anything.
It's weird
and
muggy.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, or just make her sing the whole way there, and then she'll have a sore throat, and then she won't be able to talk, and then you'll be free.
I've already got a sore throat, so
exactly. So if he makes you sing, I mean, I'm only saying this from experience because the amount of times I've gone on long drives, sung the whole way there, and then I've arrived, and everyone's like, "Are you unwell?" And I'm like, "No, I've just been singing for 3 hours straight." It happens too often. So yeah, just do that. That'll be your answer, Kev. Or you sing and then you won't have a voice and you can be like, I can't talk, Anna, I'm sorry. And just play games to your heart's content.
Yeah, but if he's sick, he can't go in the hot tub because...
What?
Because it makes your heart rate go up.
We'll see. Actually, it's the opposite. It lowers your heart rate, which is why I have to be careful how long I'm in there because I have my blood pressure medication. It's not the high blood pressure, it's the blood pressure medication that makes it a little dangerous because my blood pressure could go too low.
You're going to do some weird Elvis style just keeling over in a bloody hot tub while you instead of a toilet in that scenario. We're going to get a message from Anna saying, can you come
Only
pick
if I'm
me up?
straining to get a poo out in the hot tub, which is probably
Oh,
unlikely
don't,
unless it's the last day. Like last morning, maybe. But
I dare you. That would be great. Leave him a little brown package.
yeah, boil it. It'd be like
Stop it!
it'd be like a hot dog boiled in water.
Well, here's something for you to think about
Stop!
while you're in there again. You probably won't be the first person, Kevin. You probably won't be the last. How many poos
Oh
will
yeah,
you be sat in with?
I've already wondered how much semen remnants are going to be in there.
Oh, God. Family friendly, Kev. Weren't
Yeah,
you?
as in people from the Navy, seamen. I don't know what you thought I meant.
I said something similar while playing Pokemon the other day when I walked into a town, and I actually didn't mean to. I said something about there being a lot of semen about, and I was like, "Oh my God, whoops." But yeah, weren't you about to review a game, and then I sent this cascading off in the wrong direction?
No, I think I basically mentioned very briefly, this is as in-depth as my reviews get these days. I mentioned I've played the Pokemon DLC. I mentioned I've played Tetris Effect. I mentioned I've downloaded Hades. And
Hades!
whatever. And, that's it's spelt Hades. It's quite clear.
Hades, you're right.
And I'll have far more for you all on it next week.
I'm at the Elite Four in Pokemon. Was it Shining Pearl? I always forget.
Well, before you tell me any more about it, Pabby's got to put an advert in.
Oh, go on, Pab.
Much better. Now I'm going to switch off and go about my business while you talk about whatever you were going to say. Where's my newspaper?
It's a question for you. I'm basically like, I've got to sail across the sea to fight the Elite Four, right? And I didn't really expect. I was like, 2 weeks ago, and I only play this twice a week on stream, right? So I've not played it loads. But I was like, I'm only on Gym 2 or whatever. And then suddenly I'd done 4 of the gyms, and now I've done all of them. And I'm like, is this game basically done? Am I beating the Elite Four and a champion, and then I'm just catching the legends? Is that all I've got left? I feel like this has gone really quick, and all of a sudden I'm just
pretty
at the end of it.
much. Yeah.
Well, I only have about 2 streams left then. Wow. It's going to be an interesting gap. I might have to. People were trying to get me to play Farming Simulator earlier. They were telling me I should go. I was just like, isn't that just. The last time I played one of them, it was just firing up machines and, planting seeds and.
You should play Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley's another one that Pab's never mentioned that I quite enjoy.
You've played that before.
Yeah, I have, but Sheepdog hasn't.
Oh, okay.
I have a feeling I might have, actually, but I don't know. I'll have a look.
Or Animal Crossing, that's quite good. Pab's never mentioned that.
I started that. I don't know if I started it on stream or whether I just started it on my own, but I don't really see the game there other than just wandering around doing odd jobs. I don't know. But I also am concerned that Football Manager seems to have gone weirdly broken since I patched it, which I'm not confident it's broken. I'm just getting rubbish at it, I guess. But it's like, no, every game all of a sudden, my assistant manager's always telling me to say the option at the bottom. And every game, every time I'm nice to the players, they get annoyed. Every time I'm mean to them, they get really happy, which I find confusing. And there's just a lot of weird little bits like that happening in it. And I was like top of the league for 9 games, and then now I'm 10th. And it's like, again, it's very odd. I don't know. It's suddenly got a bit odd and weird. And it might the dropping thing might be that they've fixed some balancing in it, and I'm just not as good as I thought I was. But the other stuff, the assistant manager thing is bugging me the most, because every game it's like, yeah, I think you should tell them that, the media keeps talking us up, but we should not get complacent. And it's like, well, they're not talking us up.
Well, it sounds like because player personality is a key thing in Football Manager. There's not one way to manage your squad personality thing. You have to learn what your players respond well to. So it sounds like you've got a squad of players who want to be yelled at. Your assistant manager's trying to do that and motivate them by saying, look, you might be getting positive stuff, but you're idiots, sort your lives out. And that's what he knows that's what they'll respond to. And you're there going, I love you all. Do some football. And they're like, I hate. Oh, look, Mr. Smiley's here again with his positivity.
The problem is, because I've learned that they like a good kicking. When he's saying, don't let it go to your heads or whatever, I'm there going, we need to win this, so make sure you sort it out. Make sure you put the effort in. So I still get the good results because I'm ignoring him. But I feel like I could just click what he says every time, and I'm guessing, would that be no worse? Do you always just click what he suggests?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the sort of stuff I'm not experienced enough to trust, and so maybe I just need to click whatever he says every time, because I don't mind doing that. I might just let him automatically do it then and skip that whole bit maybe.
For many years, I just had him automatically do it until people were like, "Oh, Kev, you really should do your own team talks." So I said, "Fine, I will." And now I just always click the recommendation and no one moans anymore. It's exactly the same thing, but it stops people moaning.
Yeah. And people kept telling me to stop listening to him because he's a moron. And he'll be telling me to play narrower or play higher or to...
Oh, I ignore all that.
Okay, that's interesting because he keeps telling me to switch around. Like, I promised the keeper that I'd starting him, but I started him for 3 games and we lost all 3. And like in 2 of them, he made errors. So I was like, well, no, you can get right out of the squad. So I took him out, and now the assistant manager keeps putting him back in because I promised him. And it's like, well, it doesn't do that for other players. It's weird. I need him to retire. He's like 69. I don't even know why he's there. I think I hired him.
Sack him.
No, because if I sack him, I owe him 60 grand.
How much are you paying him?
60
Not
grand.
that much. It's like, I think he's just got 3 years on his £500 a week contract or something like that. He had decent training stats, but he's just a moron, and now he doesn't do any training because the next season on my training got a lot better. But I need him to, he said he's going part time. He's not going to work full time anymore. He's going to work part time, and I didn't even realize he was working full time. But yeah, I don't know. I've made a few mistakes this week. I've hired 2 35-year-olds on 3-year contracts, and they've been like, "No, I didn't read their age. I only read their stats and their recommendation. My scouts need shooting for telling me they were buy whatever the price players. They really shouldn't have been paying attention to that. But yeah, I'm still learning with it, and I'm not sure what's just me being a moron and what's the game being weird sometimes. But I suppose it's tempting.
I would
to play
say
the game.
95% of it is you being a moron. That's usually my rough rule of thumb that I follow.
Probably. But yeah, I mean, they're the main things I've played, other than, as I said earlier in the chat about Neopets. That has been fun clicking around exploring on, because what I'd forgotten when I clicked it is every December they have their advent calendar, and they are making one. So they must get some people going on this site, because there is a Neopets advent calendar on there, and it gives daily items, which I'd forgotten about, if I'm honest. I've only just remembered it's still there. The other day I was clicking it going, oh, I can't believe this is still live. But I genuinely thought this site had been dead for ages. And I mean, there's a world on there that I didn't know was there that must have been added since I last went in. And it's just fascinating that someone's keeping this going. It feels like the biggest lost opportunity, I can think of on the internet. Like, for websites that are quite common. I mean, you didn't know what it was, but I've seen a lot of random people just randomly tweet about it recently. And it was like, I think after seeing about 10 different people tweeting about it over the course of a month, I suddenly thought, I need to go on there and have a look. But there'd be loads of people just reminiscing that they used to go in all the time when they were kids. And you just think, how has this not become anything more than it is, when it was quite universally played? It was quite a big site back in its day. But apparently the people who own it have just completely bottled it, which seems mad. I feel like I need to get a lottery win and buy the site and turn it into the next Pokemon. That's my grand plan now.
While you're doing it, you should bring back Friends Reunited, because I bet that'd be popular with our age group now. When that was a thing 20 years ago, it was like, well, I left school 2 years ago. Oh, look, I'm reuniting with everybody. And then we just all became friends on MySpace and moved over to Facebook. Whereas now, I've not seen these people for 20 years. It'd actually be quite interesting to see what some of them are up to. But of course, it doesn't exist anymore, and there's no way to find out.
I mean, you're from Deeping. Everyone in Deeping other than you stayed here, didn't they?
No, everyone left. Everyone left. I was the only one left there.
I find that hard to believe. This one-horse town seems to be a black hole for people.
Yeah, but there's people who arrive there because they think it's nice, and then they get stuck there. Most people who live there as adults didn't go to school there. Because if you go to school there, you know to get out.
I'm not sure about that, because I was in like one of these school parent chat things, and they're all banging on about. Well, one of the mums asked how everyone met their partners in there, and I didn't answer, obviously, because I'm not taking part in that kind of nonsense. But pretty much all of them were like, we met in the coach house in Deeping, and I'm like, oh my god, you like?
Well, they're weird. Them
outside. You
your hang
house.
out with weirdos.
I don't hang out with them. Their kids go to my kids' school. I mean, I don't go to school. I've left school. I'm an adult. But yeah,
Says the man who's talking about Neopets.
yeah, fair enough. You got me. But no, yeah, I am shocked that they have in their possession a website that they could have easily announced they've done some overhaul with or whatever, or released a Switch game or some nonsense like that, and they've bottled it. That seems insane. As you say, because our entire age demographic generation love lapping up stuff like that. I mean, if they could bring back the friggin' Mighty Ducks on Disney Plus, they could bring Neopets back, surely.
Never heard of either of them.
The ice hockey thing Disney did, they did for like 3 films.
Means nothing to me.
I mean, it doesn't mean
I
much
love
to
the
me, but
Mighty
my
Ducks.
mate was obsessed with it.
They're
And
excellent.
there you go. But there's like a grown up, them grown up on Disney Plus, and they're, I don't know, running their own team now, whatever. I don't know. Like one of the main people from that is, just watch it. I don't know. I've not seen it.
So, video games.
It's Anna, I think, and Pap. Now I'm done.
Me?
What?
That was very abrupt. So I have finished.
It's only a 40-minute
Raider.
build-up. Go on.
I wasn't expected to finish so suddenly. So I can't remember what it's called because I have my PlayStation on. But the Tomb Raider I was playing last week, I finished it.
Shadow?
The ending, possibly, yeah, the last one. The ending was not disappointing, but it was really easy. It was just like I was expecting more, but it was like really easy. So finished it anyway. I was like, okay, cool. She did what she did. Fair enough. And then what did I play? What is in my head? What was I playing? Oh, I played Assassin's Creed came out with an announcement this week. There's a new like DLC for Valhalla, which is like season 2. They're like going past like the normal season. They're bringing out a season 2 DLC pack for Valhalla, which is weird, but okay. It's just like a Odin and big things going on. Didn't quite know what was going on because Kevin wouldn't stop interrupting, but
Hello.
yeah, you were interrupting the video for 2 minutes because you're just being mean. So I don't quite know what's going on there, but I did see that, I want to say Eivor and Cassandra from Odyssey meet. And I was like, excuse me, they meet? How does this work? So you have to install Odyssey, you have to go to your home island, and there is an icon there that takes you to Corfu. And then you go to Corfu, and there is a story that you have to go and do for it to expand her story, because I played it and then it said at the end of it, Cassandra's story continues in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Then it took me to to download that game, and I was like, well, I already have that game. So Cassandra, my favourite assassin person, is going to be in Valhalla, and I'm all for that. So, excuse me, I only did that yesterday, so I haven't done the Valhalla bit. But yeah, I really like Cassandra. I love her voice. She's so funny. I'm so glad I played her. And because I have not been feeling very well and just wanted some mindless game, I installed and bought the DLC for South Park Fractured But Whole.
What's the DLC?
I don't quite know. So in the first one, the Stick of Truth, I believe it was.
Yeah.
There was no DLC. I was like, okay, but I liked it because it was Final Fantasy mixed with just like ridiculousness. Like, I've never really watched South Park, but I watched this and I know, like, there's lots of pop culture in it, and I'm like, oh, that's funny. So the DLC for Fractured But Whole, there's a story mission, there's extra people that you can go and find in the world. It's just ridiculousness. Like, you have to go to a bus stop to activate it. So I want to finish the game before I go down that. But this game's ridiculous. Like, you've got powers, you've got
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I hope they
turn-based.
do another one. Because, I mean, they're bound to, aren't they? It's such a good game.
It is really good. Like, yes, it's South Park, and yes, it's full of like
I don't think they'll do another one.
what is it? That it's not very PC in some ways.
Well,
You
it's just
have
South
to
Park,
go.
isn't it? That's exactly what it is.
Because like the difficulty level, the settings for that, I was just like, I was doing it. I was like, oh, that's a bit not right. Because basically, the darker your skin color, the harder the game.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
was just like,
yeah, that's meant to be political, isn't it? That's like saying, yeah, your life's easier if you're white, isn't it? I think that's a really good way of saying, pointing a really big light on it and saying to people who play it, this is pretty accurate. You can't really argue with it.
But then,
they
like,
have some-
his name is superhero name. I'm like, oh, that.
I know that one is probably the only time because that was released in the cartoon, and for Kev's benefit, he's a raccoon. And he calls himself and he leaves the RA off of his name, and he just goes around South Park. The first time it's introduced, there's a character called Mysterion, and everyone's like, "Oh, who's Mysterion?" And he's like, "Never mind that. Everyone wants to know who raccoon with RA taken off it," and he just keeps saying, "Who is that?" And it's like I'm sat there thinking, "Oh my god!" Like,
Yeah.
I mean, this is shocking, but yeah, I mean. I did look it up afterwards, thinking, do they call them that in America? Is that because over here that's a very racist word you just wouldn't say? And they do call raccoons that there, and I don't think it's quite common. I don't think they. I don't know. They know what they're doing. They have a family in that called Mr. and Mrs. Black, and their son's called Token, and they have a family in that called the Whites, and the dad. Every time there's an event that affects everyone, he's like, why is nobody thinking about the whites in this? It's always left to the whites and all of this. And he's always moaning about the whites being hard done by and all of this. But he just means him and his wife and their little kid. But they do have these little things like that in it that they just make you go, oof. But
it is very.
I do love the program though. It's very funny, very clever, and they've obviously had a whale of a time with COVID and stuff like that. I'm surprised you don't think they'll do a sequel, Pab. I think they've just been given so much money by.
It's like I think if I remember right, they said it's one of the hardest undertakings they've had to do because they run shows like on a weekly basis. They have 7 days to run an episode. They've then got to produce content for a game, like a sizable game, and keep that relevant. And
I mean, they've got the engine now, though, haven't they? I mean, the engine didn't change massively between the two.
It's producing the content for it and keeping it relevant and keeping it. They've said it's like one of the hardest things they've ever done to make a game. It's one of the most difficult things they've ever done, and it's not the developers. It's the writers. It's Trey and.
I am slightly nervous. They were given was it something insane like 100 million to do? I want to say 10. Straight to TV extended episodes for Paramount or something like that. I was reading like about a year ago, and I was thinking to myself, I mean, I know they're already pretty wealthy, but 100 million seems like the kind of money where you ain't going to bother after you meet your obligations, and then you go, right, I'll see you never. I'm retiring. I'm off. I'm going to take my 50 mil, and you take yours, and I'll see you later. But kind of hope they blow it all and just buy loads of NFTs and then the bottom fall out of that, and they can be poor enough to have to start making sequels because, yeah, I do feel like they need to stay hungry to keep doing it. The last one I watched was I think it was one of the pandemic specials or something like that, and it was just hilarious. So yeah, no, I'm glad you've told me there's DLC on that. I'll have to go. Is it long? Is it what like?
I feel like one of them is a Casa Bonita DLC. If you know what Casa Bonita is.
I'm having a look.
You'll know what Casa Bonita is, Sheepdog.
I've just seen From Dusk Till Casa Bonita. I'm just reading through.
Yeah, there was a whole season.
Oh, yeah, restaurant. Yep. Okay, cool. So, I mean, I don't even know if I've still got my save to. I'm not going to start the game again and play it all the way through just to play the DLC, but I'll have a look because... I just thought they were very good, and you're probably right. I mean, it depends if they can get them to write the story. I suppose they voice all the characters, though, don't they? Of course, it's going to be hard.
Like I'm playing it, and I don't remember half the things I'm doing, so it's worth going back. Because I was like, I don't remember. Like I finished the game, I was like, I don't remember doing this. I don't remember doing this. It's like you've got like every house, and you have to go and do a poo challenge, and it's so stupid, but it's funny, and it's just like I felt very uncomfortable in the gentleman's club because it's just icky, and it's just like. Yeah, but it's just like you've got power-ups and stuff, so it's out there. Like, I think I saw it for like 15 quid recently, so I just wanted something stupid to play.
Yeah, it's mindless, isn't it? It's good.
Yeah.
I think the only thing...
And I also...
Go on.
I also, because I bought the game, when I bought the game, I forgot that inside of it was the Stick of Truth, so I have both of them now. For PS4, and I'm like, I installed that as well, so I'll probably play that afterwards. But the Fractured But Whole does continue from the first one, because in the first one they're wizards and stuff.
Yeah, all their stuff's still around, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's so super cool.
I was wondering, I don't think they'll do... The reason they probably wouldn't do another one that I can think of off the top of my head is the wizard stuff was from an old episode, and then the superhero stuff was from another, like, few episodes, and they've not got anything else that I can think of off the top of my head where they've done that. They had a wrestling one for a couple of episodes maybe, but I don't think a wrestling game would work. Wouldn't be working as an RPG, I mean. So, yeah, unless they suddenly bring out a whole new gimmick for a season or two, I don't see how it would work. But anyway, I'll let you move on.
Also, just going back to the Assassin's Creed thing, do not, under any circumstance, so you can play it at any level. You can jump on the boat to Corfu and do your thing. It levels to your level, but do not play the Corfu bit until you've finished the game, or it does not work. There's spoilers in there, there's end game stuff in there. So if you're like halfway through the game and you're enjoying it, do not go to Corfu. Corfu is beautiful, but the the story is very end game. So
I went to Corfu when I was about 8. Does that mean the game's ruined for me?
No. Okay. But I did see Valhalla today on Amazon for 20 quid. If anyone wants that game, if you haven't got it. But yeah, today I saw it for 20 quid on the PS5, for which is a good price, because I paid like 70 for mine. But that's because I wanted it day one. I'm just trying to think. I think that's all I've played this week. Just mindless unfinishing games, because that's what I do. So over to Pab.
Me? Okay.
Check Kev's listening this time, or are you going to neglect him?
I had to go and cough, and I was just like...
neglect him.
Pab.
What's Kev going to... Actually... We had this little game that was called... No, I've played a bit more Halo. I feel like... I want to say I don't think I've done any main quests. I feel like the marker opened up on like a bit. I extended a little bit of the island a bit further. I opened a field operating base again, and that showed me a load of locations on the map to go to. I was like, well, this is my entire day then. This is what I'm doing. I'm going helping out some teams. I'm going collecting some Spartan cores and some Mjolnir tokens. And that's all I did. That is all I've done. I did some crazy stunting where a Mjolnir token was underneath underneath the big tower thing that's right near the start of the game. But the waypoint was showing it was on the top of it. So I spent 20 minutes getting on top of that, only to find it wasn't actually there. I found there is a skull on top of there. Spoilers, but there is a skull on top of there if you want to go and get that.
What do the skulls do?
Skulls are like optional, like ways of playing the game. So you can turn skulls on. So it's like such things. It can make it easier or harder. So you can turn things on where it's like, double damage or something like that. Stuff like that, where one shot kills to the enemy. So you can make it like insanely hard for yourself, or you can make it easy for yourself.
Cool.
Yeah, there's all sorts of different skulls. But yeah, that was fun. I thought that was really cool. Where I had to kind of like jump off the side of the tower, grapple hook, like swing myself around up towards it, and grapple hook onto the top to get up there. And I was like, that was just amazing to see that be done. It was so cool. And then I got up there, I was like, it's not actually here, is it? So I had to go back down. That's all I've played of Halo, realistically, this week. I've not done a lot of gaming this week. What else I've played? I heard about this earlier in the week, and I instantly went to find it, and Anna alluded to it earlier. It's a little game called Minecraft. There's a game called Minecraft.
Yes.
Did you know about this?
Another reason to pick bones with you. Me and Sheepdog played this for months and you refused to join in. Now we've stopped. You're straight on it, you monster.
So I'm not playing Java. I'm playing whatever I was playing.
It doesn't matter
originally.
anymore.
What do you mean it doesn't matter anymore?
They're all cross-compatible, or at least they're going to be soon.
Oh, I don't know. So I was playing on the Switch initially, and then I was playing on PC when I was streaming today. But I bought a DLC pack, and it is the Disney Magic Kingdom pack, which does almost 1-to-1 recreation of the Disney Magic Kingdom, and lets you wander around and just experience like pretty much I'd say the entirety of Disney Magic Kingdom. It gives you a map, and it shows you all the things that's on the map. It then gives you an autograph book as well, and then there's like challenges to go around and get all the autographs from all the characters that are around the park.
Does it have a man come up to you with weird pus-filled sores and go, "I've been coming here every day for a year," like what happened when I went there with my children a few years back? We went through the door, went to have a picture taken, and this weird pussy man just started talking at us, and then one of the helpers had to kind of talk him off in another direction so we could carry on. I don't think I've ever brought that up. Actually.
I've not seen them.
Weird.
No.
Yeah. Apparently they're quite common at Disney. Lots of people trying to do challenges where they go every day for as long as possible, but I guess he kind of lost his mind a little bit, bless him. But it was a bit of a, what's going on? Why is this man talking to me and my children? I would like to see him in Minecraft, though. I feel like it would have been a really recreative experience for me. Sorry, go on.
But this is the thing, you see. It is amazing. It is really good, and like the detail of like you can go into the shops, and you can get things from the shops. You can get things from the restaurants. You can go. Like the restaurants,
none of their dirty hot dogs.
They have hot dogs. They have burgers. They have
their hot dogs are rubbish.
Can you have a massive leg of turkey? I mean, obviously,
there is a turkey leg. Yes.
When you finally go, Kev, I want to see you having an American one of them, just eating it like a caveman. I feel like that's the only picture I need to see when you go there. You just need to send that, and I'll be like, "Yep, cool. The man's living his best life."
Don't really like the dark meat on a turkey. I'll have a turkey breast.
Nope, you got to get a massive. They're massive, though. You'll see it. I went there and I was like,
I've seen them. I'm not interested.
Oh, they're so big. It's ridiculous. I got there and I was like, why would anyone want to eat that? And then the next day I was like, I really want to get one of them, but they're expensive. And then by day 3, like Mrs. Sheepdog and my mother-in-law were like, you've got to have one. Like, look at the size of it. So it became a thing then. I'd just be like walking around with my massive, massive leg of turkey. It's like a video game power up. It's massive, bigger than my head. Just walking around eating that at a water park, just felt bizarre. But yeah,
well, that's a good place to have it because then you can just dunk your hands out.
Exactly.
Into the water.
Yeah, I finished it, threw the bone in the bin, and then went for a swim and let all the turkey oil flow away.
Some poor kid just got covered in turkey oil.
Oh God. No, to be fair, what I actually did was I threw the thing away, put some suntan lotion on, went blind, had to find my way to the first aid tent, had to have a nurse clean my eyes out, and then I just lay sulking for half the day because my eyes hurt.
How did you manage to... What did you put in your eyes?
I bought spray-on suntan lotion, and I didn't spray my eyes directly, but when I sprayed wherever I was spraying, it went in I think it
You
then
are such a
trickled
moron.
into my eyes, and it said, "Don't spray it on your face, spray it on your hands, and then rub it on your head or whatever." But genuinely thought I'd ruined my eyes because it's some weird American stuff I'd bought. I was like, "Oh God, I'm going to be blind forever." But it did. My eyesight eventually came back. But yeah, that's my. I feel like the first week we were there was a harrowing event like every day. But by the second week, it was all good.
And this is all accurately recreated in Minecraft.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the point we were trying to get to, isn't it?
It is accurately recreated to the point where the rides work, the shows work, with all the music, all the audio.
Are you telling me It's a Small World is on there with the music?
I spent 10 minutes on It's a Small World today. I spent 10 minutes on that.
10 minutes on it. You spent about 40 minutes on it because it's the longest ride in the bloody world.
It was about 10 minits, to be fair, because I was...
Anna, this is how we're spending next week. It's a Small World in Minecraft.
The Pirates of the Caribbean rides, all audio. I
think Anna's gone to sleep. It's the only explanation for her
I'm coughing.
The jamboree. The jamboree thing's all in there, whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called now. The jamboree with the bears, it's like a show.
Does it have the Muppets telling the story of the 4th of July or whatever it is they
don't think the Muppets are in the Magic Kingdom area, I don't think. Yeah, I spent like I say, an entire stream today. I'm probably going to get DMCA'd for all the Disney stuff that I was playing.
Did they have the Star Wars parade where they set off a bloody bomb? That's another thing that made me
what's this DLC called?
It's just Disney Magic Kingdom or whatever it is.
I'm on the marketplace.
There's also the fireworks show is pretty cool as well. You go up to someone and tell them you're ready for a fireworks show, and then all the lights go off, and then just have the castle lit up, and then it just has fireworks going off and music playing and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really cool.
I basically jumped on my son because we were walking past a display and they let off some sort of explosive, and I thought someone had I thought they were being attacked. I jumped into my family thinking that it was an actual bomb, and it was so loud. I've never heard something so loud explode like that. So yeah, that'd be interesting again. I feel like I got PTSD from this trip. You're bringing up a lot of wounds with this Minecraft stuff, Tab.
Yeah, it's so very cool. And I look forward to actually just going around and doing it all, and just getting all the autographs,
trauma,
and seeing all the rides and see what else is there for me. But I think it was like £8. I think it was for the DLC.
It's about time you told me about something that was worth playing.
Yeah.
Is it on the Switch? Because
it's on anything cool. That's like the Bedrock edition.
I can't find it.
Is it on
Bedrock?
See if
I get it for Ollie because he likes the he was tasked with
on
Minecraft
the Switch.
stuff. Is that their latest big update? Because they did the Panda one last year or the year before, didn't they?
Yeah,
they did like an annual big one.
Cliffs and something Part 2 came out. It's what I kept getting.
Oh no!
About
I mean,
when
like
loaded in.
That is their big proper update that's free. But every year, don't they do like a massive world that they've built? And it's just, I'm sure that's something like that. I don't know what last year's one was.
There's absolutely so many different things. If you go into the marketplace of Minecraft, it's frightening. The amount of stuff in there is just absolutely.
Well, yeah, Ollie didn't know it existed, and there was so much stuff that I added to his. Because you can get like a Halloween one, a Christmas one, can't you, and all sorts.
Oh yeah, there's all sorts. I mean, there's
massively involved.
There's a Jurassic World one, and you manage the actual park, and you go to the control room and start opening and closing gates and like managing people around the park.
How much is that? He'd love that.
Same sort of price, I imagine. I bought that.
Oh, I know. I've got to buy mine coins.
Oh yeah, you do have to do that thing. You get scammed on the bloody. You got to buy the coins before you can purchase them. But yeah, the Jurassic World one is surprisingly in depth, where you can go in the helicopter and like tranquilize dinosaurs
people.
But no, I've not seen people. There's like all the there's Minecraft, John Hammond and Minecraft.
Does someone go clever? Go.
It's the Jurassic World one is very good.
That's what I want to hear. Okay, so you've basically spent 20 quid on me now, where I've got to go and get mine coins and all this. I was asked to get Robux the other day, and I've been reading all these articles about how shady they've been recently. So I said, "What else can I get?" And they're like, "Okay, well, Minecraft coins." I'm like, "Oh, bloody hell! There's always something with these games, isn't there?"
Coins, yeah.
Mine coins, yeah. But Jurassic Park World and Disneyland. I think they'll be right up your street.
They're very cool. They are very, very cool. I just was smirking at it today when I was streaming it, just going, it's like kind of surreal. Just drive it, just go around on a boat to Small World. And you can't help yourself. I didn't realise I was just singing along to it because the subtitles on. So just singing along to it.
You may be familiar with the fact that I really don't like repetition and it makes me feel dizzy and sick. Well, that ride felt like an eternity.
It did go on. It was about 10 minutes long because I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go and nip to this place and get this last autograph, and then realised, oh wait, I've run out of time on my stream here. I started at 10 to. I thought it would be a couple of minutes, and it was at 6 o'clock. I was like, oh well, no, never mind. We spent the last 10 minutes on It's a Small World. But other than that, I've played a bit of Fortnite like I do. There's a new season out, chapter, whatever it is. That's out. The Rock's in it now. Spider-Man's in it.
They flipped the island, didn't they?
They did. And Spider-Man's web slinger's in it, and that's the thing that's broken.
We're not
the game
allowed to say Spider-Man on.
It's not movie Spider-Man. No, it's just comic book Spider-Man.
Shut up.
Interesting.
And also, you're not Spider-Man in the game. You're just using the web slingers.
So I'm just saying, shut up now. Sorry.
But yeah, other than that,
wow, I'm outside the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, that was quick. He's done very good there. Well done.
Look, we have grown-ups internet around here.
All of
I
that.
was surprised.
700
I started my
megabytes.
PS4 up the other day for the first time in bloody ages, and normally it kills me with 20 updates, but it just made loads of noises where the updates are downloaded instantly. I was very surprised.
So can I just pour lava over all this now?
There is you do need to
You're
turn
encouraged
create. I think there's a button at the start where you have like there's like the information stuff and that. I think there's a button at the information book where you can turn creative mode on. But yeah, you can do.
So I've just been reminded, and it would be remiss of me not to say it on a podcast because I always do. But the next 2 days are the December Pokemon Go Community Day, where they bundle up all of the ones that happened throughout the year are happening this weekend again. So if you missed any, or you just thought, oh, that's a good reason to get back into it, this is a 2-day Community Day on. And you can get a thing for it for 79p. I'm just.
What's that mean?
You can buy like a story ticket where there's like a little, professor challenge thing where he tells you what to do and talks you through whatever. And you
can I pay him a $5 and he'll just give me all the ones I missed?
I mean, he effectively does. You pay the 79p and then he's like, "Oh, go catch 3 whatevers," and then when you catch it, he's like, "Right, here's an evolved version of that, and here's another one with a special move," and you get different items.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I ain't got time for that.
So,
I just want him to just give me the things I've missed.
Well, I mean, if you turn the game on at all over the weekend, they'll all be out and about, and you can just catch them all.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Evolve them. Or, well, to be fair, you can just evolve the ones you've got, and they'll have to move because it's the weekend. So
I don't care about moves. I just want the shiny ones.
Right, okay. Well, anyway, for everyone listening, not just you, Pab, if you missed any shinies, they're all there. It's a 2-day event. It's something for me to do while I'm twiddling my thumbs. And, sorted.
That's your lot.
I'm a little bit busy playing this game now, I'm afraid. So
you have to wrap the podcast up, sir.
Can't have Minecraft in the winter for you. I'm the winter shift.
No, I'm having this. And I suspect Anna's going to be having to buy it as well for a certain small person for Christmas because it looks right up his street. I'm now sending her a picture of it so that she can see the castle in it. And yeah, there's no way you're not going to be able to buy this from Anna. This is absolutely got to be done. But we will end the podcast there. 40 minutes after it officially finished when the advert played. If you want to follow us on social media type places, you can follow me at Lelujo.
You can find me at RB6K.
I'm at Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986.
And we will release some shows at some point over the Christmas period. Probably a show on Christmas Day, it seems. I don't know if it will be Game of the Year or Zeitgeist or just a normal show. And then the other ones will be out at some point as well. Just bear with us a little bit over Christmas because obviously recording will be a little bit higgledy-piggledy. And you never know, Pab might double-cross me again. But theoretically, we'll see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks for listening, folks.